Buying gear kind of sucks because it costs a lot of money and you might get something that you don't like. Now, gear is extremely subjective. I don't think the right thing is right for everybody, but I have a lot of trial and error under my belt. I've used a lot of different stuff. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything that's in my sparring bag when I go and do either kickboxing or MMA type sparring at other gyms. Headgear has sent me this thing, which is awesome. We're going to give one of these away. Make sure you check out the end of the video. I'll tell you how you can get one of these for free. I've got the smaller one. They've got a larger one. This is what I'm carrying now, and it's like purpose built for carrying martial arts gear. This thing was made to carry this stuff. Like the way that this opens, it's got the big compartment. Instead of a zipper here, this big compartment is like that. This is how that stuff, we don't have to go into that. You need some of that, especially now more than ever. Not to get too like, oh, Headgear, but I do use Headgear gloves. These are the best gloves that I have found for me, particularly in my style. I don't like to do glove recommendations or glove reviews, because I think that's so personal, and I think everybody likes something different, but I like these because I can open these way up, so when I'm doing parrying or clinching, I can almost like, grab a dude with those things. And they come like broken in and very soft. For shin guards, I use the Venom Elite stand-up shin guards. Now, these are the best shin guards that I've ever used. They don't move, they don't slide around, and they are super lightweight. Now, they're not the most impact absorbent. So if you don't have conditioned shins and you're going hard with people and you clack shins, sometimes you can still feel a little bit through here. But if you're going light or you have conditioned shins, this is it. This isn't stuck like this could flex, like that's a big problem sometimes. These shin guards are great. I highly recommend these. MMA gloves, I don't use like MMA gloves. These are like, they're not really the hybrid 7-ounce gloves either. They're like somewhere halfway between MMA gloves and MMA training gloves. MMA training gloves are like too poofy. MMA gloves are too thin to do any meaningful contact. These approximate to me like our bare knuckle or our clinch fighting style of sparring that we do here, and they give me the minimum amount of protection I need so I feel like we can actually punch each other, but as much of my hand as I can have, and so I can still practice that stuff.
Why are you always trying to wrestle some damn body? Why are you trying to wrestle somebody? Come on.
The fact that this opens up the way it does, like essentially like luggage, means you can put this stuff in it that's normally kind of like awkward and difficult to pack unless you go oversized. So a lot of times with a gym bag, you end up needing like a bigger bag than what you would actually like to carry. This is ideal for one guy's equipment, for a day of sparring. I'll put a link to everything if you want to check it out down in the description below. A link to all the gear I'm going to show you. And on the Headgear stuff, I've got a discount code. You use IcyMike20, you get 20% off. But I'll just show you some of the other stuff. This pouch is pretty cool. This is where I keep my I use a diamond MMA cup and one of them thingamajigs. I'll be doing a full review on these soon. But this pocket is like made of like this, whatever this is here. Like it's extra, so when this thing's like reeking and stinking, I put that back in there. And now the whole thing is like sport material and it would clean up easy, but this is like extra. If you have anything super gross like this that you want to put in here, like this is the pocket I would use it for. The other side is where I keep, this is, after sparring, after sparring, you're like super tired and you don't know if like, that's when a YouTube troll would choose that moment to try to pounce on you when you're like already wore out. So that's why I keep the old stinger on standby. But the other pocket, that's where I keep, hand wraps and the knuckle guards that I use. I still use these even in sparring because your knuckles you can still get injured in sparring, even through gloves. Catch somebody's elbow the wrong way, like a little pointy elbow into a little here. And I don't care what you Iron Fist nerds say, like, oh, because you train in gloves, your knuckles are soft. It's like, no, dude, if you punch, I don't care how many bags of rice you've played patty cake with. If you punch someone in the elbow, it's gonna hurt you. Plus, they make my gloves fit better. Now, as far as the we got a couple more administrative pockets. Oh, this one here, you got another section here. This is where I keep like extra shorts. If you wore a gi, I guess you could stuff a gi in there if you're into that sort of thing. But a light jacket in case I catch a chill. That goes in there. In this big pocket here, it also has like a laptop type padded sleeve if you wanted to do that. But you know, you could use this for non-martial arts related things. It's like a dope backpack anyway. But we open this one. This I keep a notebook because I'm a creative type person and I occasionally have to write down ideas or else I'll forget them because I've also been punched in the head a lot. This is like phone, wallet, keys territory. Phone, wallet, keys. Nail clippers, like I told you before, like you should take these to sparring. You think, well, if I just keep my nails trimmed, but guess what? You're going to forget because you're a dumb shit. So you're going to forget. You're going to get there. You're going to have big talons on your fingers and your feet and be scratching people up. Oh, yeah, you need to have some of these because your mouth stinks. So eat a mint before you come breathing in my face. Hey, you want a clinch fight? Oh, you want a hand fight? It's got all kinds of little extras, little extra pockets here. And like in this one, it's got this big extra mesh pocket. You wanted to put like socks and underwear and stuff like that you didn't, you know, want just falling out everywhere. This pocket here would be like the phone pocket. And if you're like an into music type person, it has a little port for your earbuds. But this is what I'm currently using for my mouth guard, which is still a Shock Doctor Gel Max. I did a review on that, and I don't have a fancy mouth guard holder. I just use Tupperware. Oh, one thing that I always put in my gym bag is a pair of cheap flip-flops. I am amazed that I even have to say this, but don't walk your bare feet into the bathroom 13 times per training and then walk your nasty, pissy feet back out onto the mat where I am expected to put my face, or you want to take those pissy feet and put them on my face. There's no shoes on the mat. There's also no bare feet off the mat. That's disgusting. Like, why do we even have to tell people that? Like, the mat, it should be like kind of sacred. Not because of any mystical mumbo jumbo, but because like our faces go there. As for headgear, I made some headgear recommendations in the last video, even though I don't actually wear headgear in sparring anymore. It's controversial. You have to make your own decision. For me, I get hit more and take more shots and get pushed around more. My neck and my head and everything gets hit and hurt more when I am in headgear. And there's information that maybe the headgear isn't as protective as we think it is, but I'm not an expert on that. You're kind of a dumb shit if you put the safety of your brain in the hands of a moron on YouTube. So make your own informed decision about headgear. Now, if you want to get one of these, make sure you're following at Icy Mike P. There'll be a link down in the description below, as well as links to all the equipment that I showed in this bag and discount codes and all that. Follow on Instagram. You'll see a post where I'd say we're going to give one of these away. Make sure you're following and make sure you stay up to date on that. It'll be in the next couple weeks. Now, if you want more fitness tips, self-defense techniques, gear reviews, as well as concepts and principles that make you hard to hurt, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications.